let's freeze and flatten it. This is kind of my way of like, I don't know, it's really weird. It's like my way of cleaning my room. That probably doesn't make any sense at all. The greatest fucking ducking plugin of all time, Duck. That's a mouthful. Oh yeah, that's sick. Brrr. I like to produce on the go, as I say a lot of times, where I like try and do it while the song's happening in real time, because I just get all hyped and like, I don't know, get in the zone. Stopping every once in a while and just listening to the whole song gives you a little bit of clarity when you tend to get sucked into these little rabbit holes. So that's just a good, it seems like a good move. Let's chuck a vital on here. So as you see, I'm just throwing this straight into the sidechain group because I know we're going to be wanting to sidechain eventually. So this will just save us a little bit of time. Once we have a couple more instances of idle for the mid bass, I'm going to create a mid bass group and a sub bass group. But for now, let's just make some gnarly bass. Oh, no, we're not doing presets. Let's go Glork. Gotta do it. Robot? Ooh. Ooh, I like that sound. Let's do one voice. I might end up, I know I do one voice for everything. The only time I use multiple voices is for like recording chords, which I do, you know, for like sustained chords or for like little skanks, which we're still gonna have to add some of those, but we might do it after the fact. Because I'm really itching to make some bass. So let's let it do the glide. And then at this point, we just mess around. So let's see what vocode sounds like. We're going to give it a little LFO. And then here's a little fun thing I like to do. I like to make my whole rhythm a lot of the time in the envelope that the LFO is attached to. I mean, it almost sounds like we're about to make some rhythm or something, but... So, let's just see how an F of this sounds on the drop. Something like that. So I like to just do that to get some notes down. Just, I don't know, just so we have a little something to listen to. It's not the most exciting bass line yet, but... That's kind of sick. Yeah, let's just mess around. Oh. All right, that just automatically won my heart. Apparently, you can make a yoi using the quantize thing over here, which I did not know until this very second, but that's pretty sick. That's a pretty tight yoi. So yeah, let's do that. Let's elaborate on that sound a little bit.
If you guys want to take your skills to the next level, I highly recommend Defire Society. We have internationally renowned artists like 2 to 3 times a week going through the project files and showing us what they do. Quicks, Code Pandorum, Dr. Ozzy, G-Rex, Samplifier, Fox Stevenson, Ray Volpe, Odd Prophet, Ace Aura, Skunto, Desoki, just to name a few. We've also got tons of awesome instructors, some giving feedback live streams weekly, and some that you can book for personal lessons. Feedback-wise, I mean, just even at the time of recording this video, we've got Sam, Odd Prophet, Ace Aura. As far as the courses go, everything from all the technical stuff to, you know, all the business stuff, basically everything you need to know. And if you actually apply yourself and put all of it to the test, you know, some of the students have come out on these labels here. So check out the link below to sign up or check it out.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attach this LFO to the dry wet of the compressor. There's a little distortion going on, but oh yeah, basically what it's doing is downsampling the waveform, so it's just, you can see on the thing, it's the higher you turn it up, the more it just turns into little squared edges. That's pretty tight. Let's do the EQ. It's a little trick I like to do on all of my mid-range bass. So this little high shelf, I'm going to throw the LFO onto the gain of that. Boom. Okay, we're definitely onto something here. So I think this would be a really cool sound with another layer going on top. Kind of like I made a song with Prototype called Bop Bop, and we did a similar thing where it has like this yoi on the bottom and then this high thing that's just like sustained. So we might have to try that. And I think it's going to be like a call and response thing. So this is going to be the first bass line, and then there's going to be a completely different one over here. And then it's going to just do that like slow back and forth type thing. And I'm just letting it play that note, you know, just to keep it like simple on the drop. Since we have a lot of like melody and stuff going on in the intro, it's kind of nice to contrast it with like the one note drop, at least for this A section. So there's going to be the A bass and then the B bass. B bass, I'm thinking we got to go wonky with it, but we'll get to that in a sec. Oh, that's sick. You can adjust the, when I adjust how much the LFO is doing, it's almost like it's deciding how much to yoy it. Oh, it's so vocally. Okay. Let's throw another vital on there. Except this time we're gonna do a completely different sound. So let's just go back. How do we get to initial preset? Initialize preset. And let's go to spectral. Let's add some voices. And then since this is one of those sounds that's going to be more of like filling in the space on the high end, let's do a couple of oscillators and just see what happens. Let's see. Not totally sold. I think it's going to be more live 10 wavetables, harmonic type thing. I think it's going to be one of these. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna do the harmonic thing on top, or if we should figure out some kind of like really high screechy thing. I'm thinking we got to do a really high screechy thing that's playing almost like a different pattern that works with the yoy. So let's try some of this. Let's just make our own little thing over here on the LFO, and then let's drag it to this position. Oh, shit. That's tight. I'm digging. I might just be going a little too hard with the instances of vital, but let's mess with that. Let's get that to sound dialed. No. Just gonna duplicate this up here. And then this next part is going to be like... You'll see what I mean. So, yeah. By the way, this frantic pace of like just kind of tossing a bunch of shit together is my preliminary way of getting the song together, and it's when I get into this like creative snowball effect, it's basically like jotting down a bunch of random notes, and then we're gonna go back to them later and kind of deal with them and make them a little more refined. So with these two tracks, I'm gonna just freeze them for right now. I do that a lot anyway. I'm not gonna flatten them yet, but I do this a lot just so I can like save some CPU. And sometimes when you like, I don't know, if your computer crashes or if something happens and you don't have those frozen, when you open the file back up, it just loads up the initial preset, and then you wasted all that time like making these cool sounds. So while I'm a huge fan of like just freezing and flattening and moving on, when it comes to mid-range bass, just freeze when you're like kind of, you know, when you're fairly happy with the sound and you're going to do something else, just so you can like, it's like a little extra security blanket. Okay, let's chuck another Vital on there. You know, something like that. That's going to be the little response. But we're going to design our own sound and make it super wonky. Okay, let's get right into this thing. So let's start by finding some good wavetables. To get maximum wonk, I think we're going to go with spectral. This is from Serum. Already sounding pretty cool. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Yeah, that's good. That's wonky. That'll probably do the trick. So let's get this to one voice. We'll get the glide going. Boom. Already got that wonk. Let's just get a little compressor on there. Cool, we got that legato on so it doesn't restart the sound every single time you hit a note. It like lets it kind of glide between them. Let's see. Let's get it to bite a little harder. One oscillator sounding pretty decent already. Cool. Let's go into here. Why don't we add another oscillator? Actually, I'm actually a big fan of using one oscillator because I think you can make it sound really good, and a lot of times it's cleaner. But for these really wonky sounds, I don't know, it's kind of fun to use too. So let's go back in here. How about we do a trilobite? I like these trilobite ones. And then when you pitch them up, you know, you can... That's when it gets kind of fun, is you get like... That's when you get the wonk. And then speaking of wonk, let's throw a LFO on a low pass filter to get that wobble. So I'm going to send this to filter 1. We're going to turn on filter 1 and see what we got. Oh yeah, boom. Let's take this LFO. This is just LFO 1, and I'm throwing it on the cutoff. Pretty classic move. That is how you wonk. This right here is the resonance. This whole plugin is like so intuitive. That's what I love about it. They're like, I've used Serum and Massive so much that if you've used either of those, the learning curve on this is so easy. It's like so quick. It's kind of like when you buy a brand new iPhone or a new Mac, and you just like automatically know how to use it because they designed it really well. That's how I feel about this synth. So now we get to figure out, what are we going to do with the LFO speed? Do we have it on time or do we have it on rate? Let's do time. I like doing it on time because it gives it more of a human feel. I had somebody tweeted at me recently and was asking me if I knew how to like, or they were annoyed because with Vital you can't switch between like triplet and straight or dotted rates for the frequency of the LFO. And I don't know why, I think they tweeted at me because I was talking about Vital, but and I was like, yeah, that's a thing, but really it's better if you can just put it on time and just do micro adjustments to the time, because it actually gives it more of a human feel. So okay, this is pretty sick already. It's wonky. Let's start messing with it, but let's be careful not to go too far down into a rabbit hole so that we lose track of like this original sound and how cool it was. While I say that, I'm going to save it. Cool. So I'm not doing any unison. I don't really want to mess with that on here. We're going to do some mix down stuff towards the end that will achieve width and, get it sounding wide without having to use unison, because that using unison kind of thins the sound out, which is good for leads, not so good for bass sounds. Let's go into here. Let's see what we got. Oh, woo! The thing I love about doing this tutorial is that I haven't used Vital for that long, because it's brand new. So I'm having these aha moments while I show you guys how to use it. It's pretty sick. In other words, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too. So right now we're just messing with these little things. We're gonna mess with the pitch. That's kind of sick. Oh, that's just a stanky kind of sound. Okay, before we get too far, let's see how the drop sounds again. And we'll do a little test. right, so you kind of get the idea. You know, it's going to be a pretty cool little call and response.